What's up, world? Oh boy, I don't even understand the title of this, my excitement this morning. Anyway, this morning I'm going to be discussing Women and Leadership by our very own Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. This is the book. This book is a book. This book is a book. Buy it. Buy it. That's not what's wrong with me. Okay, let me calm down. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about this one. This book, I think this book is making me excited. The book is so... Anyway, for you to please join in and, sit down, grab your friend, grab your popcorn, grab your kuli, grab your donkwa, grab your chin chin, and let us begin. This is your first time. I am Nez. Welcome to Nez Telly. Guys, I am so happy that you're here, especially as the first time. If you haven't already, please subscribe, join the community. Every Monday and Friday, there's a new content about books. And the whole of last year, we studied, or at least we discussed, about 80 books. So please go on and look at more content about random books that you might be interested in. Hey, you never know. So thank you so much for coming. And of course, subscribers, much love. 2021, how is it going? How was your first week? Hope your first week is good though. I hope you've written your goal. I found out about vision boarding. I'm going to do a small video on vision boarding one of these days. I don't know when I'll do it, but I should do one very soon because we're in January. Anyway, so this book, Women and Leadership, this book is so good, right? The two women, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and Julia Gillard, had conversations with female world leaders, and they discussed things like they now gathered what they assumed were the common thread, common issues, the things that make them similar, sort of, and how they became who they were, gather them all together and then turn them into this beautiful bombshell of a book. So first of all, for those of us who may not know, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala here in Nigeria is, she just wants to put anytime I think about her, my heart just goes when I say, the original slave queen, she's all that and a bag of chips. Like, she's just that woman that when you see, you're like, She was the finance minister for, I think, over 10 years, because she was a finance minister for the 8 years Olusegun Obasanjo was president. Then for the 4.5 years that Goodluck Jonathan was also president. So the woman is really all that. But that's like, to me, that fact, those are like the little parts of who she is. She went on to be the leader of president of World Bank, and then she was recently, what was she done? Hey, gosh, I'll write it down here. What she got recently that just made me think, oh boy, this woman is just like, Then Julia Gillard is the prime minister. She's this, what do I write here? She was the 70 something prime minister of 27th prime minister of Australia. So it's like these women are women that have decided that they are going to just do amazing, wonderful things. So the people that were interviewed are Michelle Bachelet, the president of Chile, Christine Lagarde, the first woman to lead the global law from Baker and McKenzie, and then the first finance minister in the French government. Very powerful women that when you hear of, your mind will just be pim, pim, pim. So there's Joyce Banda, the vice president of Malawi, who ended up being the president of Malawi too. Hey, that's what's up. One of the things I like, anyway, let me just continue talking. Let me not get carried away making my own commentary. Okay. Then Erna Solberg, the Prime Minister of Norway. She's still the Prime Minister till now, from 2013 till now. That's Erna Solberg. This Norway that we keep hearing about, that is all that and a bag of chips. She's still the President of Norway as we speak. Who else? Okay, maybe I won't be able to name every single person, but because then of course the famous Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the UK till 2019. So literally, like, give or take 2 years ago, she stopped. Then of course Hillary Clinton. Okay, she was the first woman ever to get a major nomination as a Democrat. Do you understand? She ran against Donald Trump, but she lost that election though. But she was a US senator, and then she became the Secretary of State. So these are pretty powerful women. I didn't name every single one, but these are pretty powerful women. So just sat down, talked to them during one of these different conferences and all that. Some are retired, in quotes. I don't know if politicians ever really retire, but some are no more holding office, while some are still holding office and all that. So I wanted to just talk about, first of all, the importance of you as a woman becoming taking leadership very seriously. It is known worldwide that women tend to take the backseat when it comes to leadership. We just rather not. There are things that, in quote, naturally constrain us. Things like having family. Do you understand? A 22-year-old may not be sure of what she wants to do with herself, but she knows that she would likely, most times, not every single person, but most times, she knows that she wants to get married, she wants to have family. And most times that would affect the decisions that she makes, down to things like name. I remember being in a conversation with someone that was supposedly my friend. Honestly, I started questioning my friendship after that with him. He literally told me, I was talking about how, what if I build a big company using my first name? That's my last name, the last name that I was born with. And then I now get married, I have to change it. The guy told me that if I'm going to build a company that has if I'm going to build a company that is going to do very well, I should not use my name at all. I should just use a whole other name. That way, that confusion is not there. I was like, bro. Honestly, I didn't lose it that time because I don't know, maybe I was working out my righteousness with fear and trembling. But I could not believe he said that. Anyway, so what I'm saying is that, but the thing is that those are things that hold a lot of women back. So taking on leadership, even in classes, some women might not be willing to take up leadership because they feel like, it's a boys thing, let boys do it. They tend to take the back seats. Hillary Clinton talked about when she was younger, I think in high school or junior high school. She was saying that how there were girls that were not comfortable with doing better than their boyfriends in high school. High school, we haven't entered university. High school, that's secondary school here in Nigeria, senior secondary school. Your boyfriend, you don't want to do better than your boyfriend. So because of that, you start pulling down your grades. I don't know if you understand. So all that aside, we women have to get to a point where we start taking on leadership very, very seriously. So I wanted to talk about why. Now, understand something, that the way the world is now has been created for men by men, which makes sense. I don't know why people get angry when they think about it. Let's be honest. If you were creating something for your own life, you would be selfish about it. The annoying thing now is that they've done this for so many years, for centuries, or even millennials, and we're trying to change it and it's getting harder. And the fact is, it's going to be a while before it changes. Let's not deceive ourselves. It might take almost 100 years, if not even more, to get to a point where men and women are viewed as equal when it comes to work and leadership and taking on responsibilities that have to do with helping our communities or changing our environment and our climate. We have to just be in mind that it's going to be a while before we get to that point, because men have built governments. They created the world for themselves. They created laws to suit themselves. Like I said, that is normal. We should not be getting angry with it. But understand that you yourself as a woman, you also have to go in there. Understand that don't expect these men to make decisions bearing you in mind. First of all, they don't have that ability. They are men. They cannot. How can they understand your issues? How can they understand your concerns? How can they understand the things that matter to you? They can't. You get, because they're not. I mean, for specific reason. It's a man. It's a woman. Different people. It's not going to happen. Do you understand? So first of all, there's that. Then, so nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. That's number one. Then number two, why should they go out of their way to help you when they are still trying to help themselves out? You get. So that's it. As a woman, you have to go in there bearing in mind that you have to do what you can for yourself as a woman. Like is it New Zealand? The New Zealand Prime Minister. Oh boy, that woman is young. Have you ever read something in your mind? You just think to yourself, hey, what have I done with myself? That's how I felt with this New Zealand lady. I think right now she's like 42 or 41 years. I said, Jesus, what have I done? The woman is so young and she's been Prime Minister for a minute. She's been around there for I think 4 or 5 years. And New Zealand is doing so well, especially handling this COVID of a thing that is going on right now. And the woman is young. Anyway, she became popular because she carried a baby while she was either doing a speech or something like that. She carried a baby and she was her baby. Because what will happen now? Daddy has to go to work, so carry baby to work, and she sat down and she was giving speech and she was carrying baby. But that's the thing. Why is this frowned upon? It's human beings, that those children are human beings. Human beings give birth to this baby. But you see, if women are in government, this kind of things should not be things that should be frowned upon as much, because in the end, babies, these are realities. But you see, when men are in charge, babies are these things that we don't know, as in, you don't even see them anywhere until you see them. I don't understand, until you see them in the home front. I remember listening to an interview about Stella McCarthy. I don't know if any of you know her, the famous fashion designer. She talked about how she created, when she got pregnant and she gave birth, she realized how unfit her studio, her workspace was for pregnant women, and she started changing everything. She started, after a while, it now started looking like her office was baby magnets, because suddenly everybody started getting pregnant. Things like people walking in late because they had to breastfeed. Some people leaving conferences because it's time to go and breastfeed. Their time will go, Kim, time to breastfeed. They'll say, I'm sorry, I have to go. They'll get a conference. People are sitting down and discussing business. get up, go breastfeed, come back and say, hey, so what were we saying? Let's continue. Those things, what stops it from being normal? Anyway, the need to be creative is very high because of what we've considered normal, but we have to change to a new form of normal. I know a lot of us are ready to fight it, but understand that if not for COVID, if not for the pandemic that happened last year, a lot of us didn't even know it was possible for us to be schooling from home. And it's happening now. So that's it. Look at it that way. You don't know what can change until you choose to change it. So please, ladies, do not take the back seat when it comes to leadership. In any small sphere, any small space of influence you can have, even if it's in your class. As a little girl, right now, if you're watching me and you're in class, JS2, primary 3, and it looks like there's a need for you to vie for leadership, do it. Take it on and go. You don't know what you can do. Because that's the thing. All these women, they have something in common. When you read their history, all of them grew up in a home where there was no special treatment for boy or girl. Even though societally they were treated differently because they were boys or girls, but in their home, their parents made sure that everybody did regular work. Everybody, there was no, this is a boy's work, this is a girl's work, this is a, do you understand? And most of them were people that, when it came to taking on leadership, they did not shy away from it. So parents, when you're raising your kids, this whole boys should sit down and watch TV, or boys should wash car and turn on gen while women wash dishes and blah blah blah. See, everybody should wash dishes, everybody should wash car, everybody should learn how to turn on gen. It is for the best, I'm telling you, because it limits, mentally it limits the idea of what people think they can or cannot do, especially your girls. Okay, even your boys. I feel like boys are actually limited to a lot of things, but we don't really discuss it because right now men are generally in the throne of power, men in general in the world. But we have to get to a point where, see, everybody should understand that everybody can do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. Honestly, it will help the economy in general. If you listen to, if you hear anything from what's his name, the Prime Minister of Dubai, he'll tell you that anybody that wants to go further as a government and all that needs to invite more women. Now, the mistake I think we've heard a lot here in Nigeria is that we hear people say things like how, you know, women are better to work with because they tend to be more generous. They are more, they say the truth more. See, that's a myth too. Do you understand? Human beings are human beings. Don't do, and it's gender problematic to me when you say that a woman is least likely to practice corruption compared to a man. See, corruption is corruption. Human being is human being. That is not what this is about. This is about understanding that another different point of view is actually very helpful when it comes to solving problems for everybody. It doesn't make sense that it's only one particular people that are represented when you're trying to make a solution for everybody. Most of the Fortune 500 companies will tell you that one of the best things that they ever did in their life was to hire more women in their boards, in the decision-making table, because it saves their life and stops them from entering unnecessary trouble or with throwing away money. So that, my friend, how many reasons have I given why you should take on leadership? So basically, leadership is very important for you as a woman. Don't shy away from it, and it doesn't matter the age. Go out there and see what you can do. Don't, when it's time to do something, don't say, no, let the men do it because they don't concern me. No, take on leadership. It's very, very important. So that's number one. Number two is that as a woman leader, there are some expectations that it comes with. I suspect they call them hypotheses here. Things that you would likely experience as a woman. I want to talk about the hair. He said it's all about the hair. There's always a lot of concern about women's look. I don't quite understand. And you know, for me, I always assumed that the world had evolved to a point where the issue of a woman's look will be so important when it comes, like, imagine global issues. Guys, we're sitting down trying to fix pandemic, and then this woman steps out and is talking about solution. We can do this. This is how blah 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 blah. And then you will now see a newspaper article on her hair. Why is her hair scattered? Like, everybody calm down. They say her jacket. Why was her jacket not laid? Why did she wear blue instead of, like, guys, I understand that the world has become so superficial. That superficialness on its own is problematic. But seriously, we're talking of serious issues. Waiting concern serious issues concern the way somebody looks. I'm going to point out just this one because I really, really think you should read this book. But understand something, that as a woman that is a leader, your look is always going to be top to one. I think that even as a non-leader, do you understand? You meet people, hey, you've added so much weight. You're really enjoying, your husband is really taking care of you. You're losing so much weight. What's wrong now? Are you sick? Look, this look of a thing, everybody should just be calming down. Do you understand? Especially, like, know that there's a time and a place for it. Don't let it take away from serious issues. If someone is coming to you and tell you, see, I have a way that we can make money. I found out that if you do this, if you put 10 naira into this, in the next 20 years, you would likely make 50 million. If we can just try and do this. But I say, because I don't believe her, she was looking very scraggy. See, it is not in the scragginess. If we've learned anything from people that have money, their looks is not as important to them as it is for you, who is likely broke. I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you specifically, but I'm just saying, do you understand? Be careful with that shit. Don't allow somebody's look to be blocking you from greatness. Okay, so that's one of the things that you expect a lot if you choose to be a woman leader. I'm really praying. One of the things that I also believe that is going to die very, very soon. I hope. Okay, so that's it about this book. Where did I get this book? I got this book from Roving Heights, but it's available on Amazon. It's available pretty much everywhere, actually, like anywhere you check online. Goodreads gave it a 4.1/5, which is beautiful. I have my laptop, my CC laptop here. I think the book is doing very well. It came out in July 2020. It's actually like the book, I saw it since, and I just thought, I totally want to get this book. I love it, because I saw Okonjo, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and I was like, ooh, I want this book. So anyway, the book is really nice. It's wonderful reading about other people and what it's like, and I think reading the book made me feel like I can achieve anything. I think it's a wonderful book. I think it's worth the read. And so, discussion topic. Leave in the comment below your concerns about women being leaders. And then when it comes to feminism, I didn't want to throw that word. I didn't throw that word into the whole video to begin with for a reason, but I'm putting it here in the end. Feminism. A lot of women who I believe are privileged, say, hey, I'm not a feminist. I feel like you're privileged for you to say that, because if you can understand that feminism is what has gotten you to where you are as a person, that is where you can get to a point and really focus on feminism. If you understood that there's a time when women couldn't vote, women's votes did not count, even for the likes of Margaret Ebo. Margaret Ebo in Nigeria, women's votes were not counted. Do you understand? So Margaret Ebo took on these things with Nnamdi Azikiwe then, and when women votes came in, and that's how they were able to remove the colonials from Nigeria. So you say, I don't believe in feminism. That's because you can vote, because you can go to work, you can drive your car, you can take care of yourself. That's why I don't believe in feminism, because feminism, you enjoy the process of feminism, but you don't believe in feminism. There's a lot of misconceptions that come with that term, but that's a story for another day. But I'd really like to leave in the comment below, what do you think about the term feminism? I care about that. And then what sphere have you thought of leading that has made you to pull back, and then what are you trying to do about it now? Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe. Again, I ask for the comments, and please like this video, okay? And thank you so much for the love from the last video. Y'all are awesome. Bye bye, guys.